Put that right there. I know a lot of you are excited about the series we're talking about. Here's what's going to happen in just a second. We are going to put up a scenario up on the screen. Go ahead and put it up. And I have this question for you. When you read this scenario, boys, look at me. Boys, look at me.
They're mainly over here.
I know, they're mainly over here. It's like
there's one group of girls right there.
Boys, you're gonna. I want you to think. How would I respond to this scenario? Girls, ladies, how would you respond? Let's put up the first one. This is the first one. Go ahead, Chrissy. It says
so
this.
You're out with a group of friends, and you have to go to the bathroom. What do you do, girls? How do you respond to that? What do you do?
Talk.
And we're not talking about you just go to the bathroom. Girls, what do you really do when you go to the bathroom? I know you. All right.
Wow, this is a lovely discussion.
Girls, imagine that they're still talking.
I know, imagine that. Isn't that crazy?
All right, girls, I know for a fact, and I even did this on Monday, when I am out with the group of girls and somebody says, I have to go to the bathroom, one of my girlfriends says I have to go, I'm like, I'll go with you. Why? Why do we do that? Because we go in there to talk, and we have to, there might be a cute guy that we're out with, we have to talk about him.
Now guys, there's a thing called man code, all right? And so when I read this scenario, the bathroom is called a lonely place for a reason, all right? When you go to the bathroom, you look at the wall. There is no talking. And if someone talks, the only time you're allowed to talk to another dude in the bathroom is when you're washing your hands, because then it's done. Especially, come on, number two. Let's just not talk about number two, okay?
All right. Speaking of number two, let's go ahead and look at the second slide, number two.
Second scenario. All right, here's the next one. Here, right, boys, how would you react? Girls, how would you react? You come home and parents ask, how was your day? Ready, set, go.
How was your day?
How was your day?
Girls. Flip it. All right, Adam, how do boys react in this situation?
Hey, this is a simple one. Ready? I even still say, how's your day? It was good.
Fine.
That's it. That's it.
And girls, how do we respond? Oh, well, I woke up in the morning, and then I went here, and then I did this, and Susie stopped and talked to me at the locker, and then we went here, and oh my goodness, Mommy, she's who sat with me at lunch, and then we go, and we go, and we go, and we talk, and we talk, and we talk.
All right. I know, that's
completely opposite in that area. All right, here's another scenario. Go ahead and throw that up. You just had a fight with a good friend. How do you react?
Ready, set, go. Guys, how would you respond? Girls, how would you respond? Think about it. Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay.
Can you hear me? I can hear myself. All right, girls.
Shh, all right. Hey.
They're still talking.
I know, they're still there. This
Boys
is really,
are done talking.
I know. Boys are like,
this is too funny. It just plays right in the hand. All right, so girls, I am guilty of this as well. We will go, we're mad at our friend. We're not happy with each other. We will now go to another friend and go, can you believe what just happened? And you two will talk about this other friend. And you know what? You might not make up, or you might make up in 3 weeks, or it might be a month, but there will still always be a little bit of an edge there.
Now, guys, here's the thing. You might be a little angry, right? You're like, yeah, but then pretty soon you're like, he asks you, let's say the dude's talking to you and you're mad, and he's like, do you want to play video games? You're like, yeah, let's play video games.
And life moves on.
Hey, do you want to go play football? Or hey, do you want to go watch Netflix? You're like, yeah, okay. It's like you're angry, and then you're like, we're okay now.
Oh, no, there's always a little bit of a
All right, last scenario. Let's put it on up there. You have 30 minutes on your phone or tablet.
That's
what are you going to do on your phone or tablet? Ready, set, go. Talk to the person next to you.
What are you going to do?
Talk to the person next to you.
How are you going to spend that time?
30 minutes, phone or tablet.
All right, girls. I know, and I have witnessed many of you, if you have only 30 minutes, the first thing you're going to do is you're going to go check out your social media. You're going to see what's happening on Snapchat. You're going to see what's on Instagram. You're going to check out all of that stuff. Then maybe you'll go look at other things, but that is the very first thing that you were looking at.
All right, so if I had 30 minutes, there is 2 games.
Minecraft.
One is called Slither that I'm just obsessed with. The other is Minecraft. So if I get 30 minutes, I'm like, yes.
No.
Huh? And I might go on social media, just, I don't know why, but I'm going to game. That's just the truth. Now wait a second. I want you to think. Do you think there were some differences between the guy's response and the girl's response in this scenario? Yeah, yes and no. Hey, girls, I'm not saying you guys don't game. Oh my gosh, you guys love gaming and stuff like that. And guys, I'm not saying you guys don't like social media. But there are differences that we see here. Why is that? Why are there differences between sometimes guys and girls? Here's the reality. Well, I don't know if that was funny or not, but it's because we're wired differently. Like literally, we are wired differently in our brains. But here's the tricky thing. Now that doesn't mean, oh wait, we're different where guys are better than girls or girls are better than guys. No, that's not it. It means we think and perceive things differently. And therefore, so when we have this reality, there's these differences. Guess what? Boys, you interacting with girls, it gets a little complicated. And girls, guess what? You interacting with boys gets really complicated. Right? I mean, let's just face it, a middle school boy, oh my word. So therefore, what do? It's just creates confusion and stuff like that. So, and this is so important. So this is what I think this is the one thing I really want you to see tonight, because this reality makes it difficult to interact with each other. And this is what I want you to see tonight, is that we need to start having a higher view of other people, especially people of the opposite gender. Again, what we're going to see tonight is this. We need to start having a higher view in how we see each other, especially with people that are the opposite gender. So tonight we're going to look at some differences in hopes that we get a little more understanding. But again, this is the hope that you guys start thinking, wait a second, how do I view girls? Or how do I view guys? Because we need to start having a higher view of how we see people, especially people of different genders.
And one of the biggest things, how God created the difference between a man and a woman, is their brain structure. How they think, how they bring in information, how they put that information. And I actually have a couple friends here. I have Adam. I have Larry.
Say hi, Larry.
Hi, Larry.
Okay.
And I have Mary. Oh,
say hi. And
Mary.
Larry and Mary kind of look scary, okay? That's just the reality, all right?
Yes,
so Larry and Mary. Okay, good.
All right, right now we're going to focus on Larry. Got a hip haircut. He's looking good, feeling good. He's like, what's up, ladies? How's it going? So here's the deal with Larry. Larry is representing all of the male minds in this entire universe. How God has created and structured the male mind. See, what the male mind has when you look deep down inside is it has compartments and boxes. And every area of their life is in a box. And we're in a special event, it's in that box, and nothing else comes in. Take, for example, video games. A guy will go in and be like, okay, I'm going to pull out my video game box, and he's going to open up his video game box, and he is going to sit there and play video games for hours and hours on end. It's kind of amazing.
It is.
I don't know how it works. And Mom might yell down, Johnny, it's time to take out the trash.
And you know, we would hear that, right? Guys would be like, yeah, okay, I hear you, but what do we keep doing?
No, yeah. You're going to completely ignore that because you are in your video game box. Now you might have your school box and your I'm going to listen to my parents box and my youth group box. You have all these different boxes, but you know what? None of these boxes really touch each other. They don't like to touch each other. They can't.
No.
And this is why, guys, no offense, but you're not super great at doing more than one thing at a time. And I see this on a daily basis with my work relationship with Adam.
Yep.
We will be in the middle of a hysterical story. We will laugh and share, and he will take out his phone and he will look at it. And I see this blank face. He is no longer listening. Nothing is ever happening. And then he puts his phone away and goes, what?
I'm
What'd
in
you
my
say?"
phone box. Yeah.
He's in his phone box. And then
Easily
he gets
twice
back-
a week. Okay, maybe more.
Or day.
I know, that's so true.
It happens a lot. Okay, so that's our mailbox. Compartment, boxes, everything. All right, say hi to Mary.
Hi, Mary.
Hi, Mary. She's got, look at her cute braid. Isn't that cute? All right, ladies, when we look into the female brain, there is a giant ball of wire in here. And that wire is so unlive and so connected, and everything is zigzagging, and you're like, my school relates to my friends and my parents, and you're thinking non-stop about everything. Something sparks, and you're just going zing, 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 and your brain is just, and you can't ever relax, and you're just thinking. You can try to think, but you can't. It's just going nonstop. Now, with this special ball of wire are these special energy called emotions.
Everyone say it. Ready?
Oh,
Emotion.
Emotions. And girls, do we ever have emotions? Woo!
Never.
Woo! Yes.
Speaking.
And with those emotions, and we connect those with the special event, it now becomes ingrained in our brain, and it becomes a memory, and it is now part of that live wire. And that feeling and that emotion is now in there, and it's connected. And this is why we remember everything. A lot of details. We remember a lot. Guys, I'm sorry to say you remember things, but I think a lot of things you just don't really care to remember.
That is true. I was a day late on her birthday this week. That seriously was.
You did say happy birthday.
I know I did.
That was really nice. Okay, we're going to go back to Larry now. Yeah, you're welcome. All right, Larry and all men of the world, in your little boxes, your compartments, you have a special, very unique box that is only to you. And this is called the nothing box. You can open up that box anytime you feel like it, and you'll take it out, and we're on our phone because we're on our phone box down here in the front row.
I know, look at that.
Yeah, look
What's
at
up,
that.
Josh?
How's that
Hey, how's
going?
the box? I know, look at, see, they're just, yep, example, there's the phone
Yeah,
box.
we're in our phone box. We're no
right in
longer
the front
listening.
row. I mean,
They're not in their nothing box. But guys, you have this nothing box where you can literally sit there and go, I am thinking and doing nothing. Ladies, I have a sad fact. We don't have the luxury of this nothing box. Oh man, I wish I could have this nothing box. I have physically sat and tried to think about relaxing and nothing, and I can't do it.
my wife today, she asked me, you have a nothing box, but what do you mean by nothing?
Nothing.
Nothing.
Nothing. And girls, we're not invited into this nothing
No.
box because
That's something.
it's
That's a big,
something. Then
yeah.
it's something. I mean, we are literally thinking about nothing. And I have caught Adam literally. What are you thinking about, Adam?
Nothing.
Nothing. Yeah. Nope, not for me. So, ladies, if you ever come across the guy and you guys are chilling and you're hanging out and you're like, what you thinking about? And he goes, nothing. 99% of the time, guess what? He's thinking about nothing. It's absolutely true. Girls, or guys, sorry. If you are talking to a lady and you say, hey, what you thinking about? What's going on? And she goes, nothing. What do you do?
She's lying.
She's lying. She is so lying. That means she is totally thinking about something, and it might be about you, something that you do, and she's not very, very
Yeah,
happy about it.
you said it.
So with these compartments and these wires, God created us in this very unique way, and then we have to live here on earth together, and we have to try and figure it out. And now God has wired us differently, and that can be a huge struggle as we walk through the middle school hallways and we try to relate to each other and try to relate to the opposite gender. Not only are we trying to figure out what our emotions are and what we're thinking about, we're also trying to figure out, does he like me? I don't know, does she like me? And then we have to throw in what the world says about dating and the opposite gender. The world has all kinds of views on how we should relate to each other. And you know what? This isn't what God intended. God did not intend that for us. And the truth in how we view and interact with the opposite gender is so skewed in today's world. Adam and I are going to go through a couple scenarios with you guys. And these are what the world are telling you, but it's not what God's telling you. So girls, the world is going to tell you, you need to be a certain size. You need to have a certain pair of jeans. You need to look a certain way. And you feel that because when you're looking on social media and you look at how beautiful this girl is and how good she's done her makeup, and oh man, she looks fantastic. And you're like, wow, look at all the likes she's getting. That's how I get likes. I need to be a certain size, and I need to dress a certain way, and I need to act a certain way.
You know what, guys? You know what the world's going to tell you? That in order to stand out, you need to be the all-star athlete. Not just in any sport, but like the sport that's most popular. Forget that you actually enjoy another activity. No, the guys in your school that stand out are the ones who are the stars in the sports that matter the most. That's what the world's going to tell you.
Mm-hmm. Girls, the world's going to tell you, you need a boyfriend. In order to walk the halls in school, you need to have a crush or you need to have a boyfriend. And I look out at a lot of your faces and you're either not making eye contact or you're like, yep, the world is telling me that I need to have a boyfriend because that's how I'm popular and that's how I know people like me. But it's not the truth.
You know, guys, you know what the world tells you? Not just like this great inner desire to have a girlfriend, even though a lot of you actually have that. I know I did. But you know what the reality is in your schools? Guess who the guys are, the cool ones? The guys that have a girlfriend. Why? Because when we look at them, they're like, we think this. Oh, wait, girls like him. Girls want to be with him. They don't want to be with me. He must be a little cooler than me. That's what the world is going to tell you.
Girls, the world's going to tell you, when you're around other girls, you need to be mean. You need to gossip. You need to put another girl down. And that way, if you're not talking about a guy, you're talking about what so-and-so wore the other day, and I can't believe she put that outfit together.
You know, guys, you know what the world tells you in this area? That in order to stand out, you need to act a certain way. So therefore, some of you, I know this in your school and around your friends, you bring out the swearing for some reason. Because why? Because you want to stand out. Or you act a certain way because you really want to be funny, but not just like, oh, but like mean funny. Or you see a group of guys and you're like, wait a second, the world is saying you need to stand out. So what do? You figure out a way to make yourself look better than them. You will bring them down in order to make yourself look better. That's what the world tells you guys.
Mm-hmm. Girls, the world is telling you that you need to take inappropriate selfies. Maybe not of your face or how you look, but of body parts. Inappropriate body parts. Maybe not completely nude. Maybe you have clothing on, but it's just how you took it and the angle you took it. And you know how I know the world is telling me this? Because I'm on social media and I look through what these celebrities are posting, and you girls are going, okay, this is how I get attention. This is how I get the most likes. I need to pose like this and put it on my Snapchat and send it out. Maybe to a guy, maybe just to a group of friends. But this is a truth that the world is telling you, and it's not true.
You know what, guys? You know what the world tells you? It's okay to look at those selfies. It's okay to look at pictures on the internet of girls. You know, they're not naked, so it's not bad, but they're wearing certain clothing. They're showing certain parts of their body where the world says, well, it's not that bad. You can look. And I'm just going to say this. Do you want to know the sad thing? Guys, I really need you to hear this. The sad reality of that is when you do that again and again, guess what that communicates to these girls in the room and everywhere in the world? That they have to look like that in order to feel and think they're beautiful. That's what the world tells us. And it breaks my heart. I'm just going to say it. And that's what you guys need to hear. That's what the world tells you, that it's okay to look at that.
Girls, the world's going to tell you that if a guy comes by and accidentally touches you in an inappropriate place or comes and grabs you, the world's going to tell you, oh, that's fine. He likes you. That's how he's showing you attention. But girls, hear my truth on this? That's not the truth. And you are going to struggle with this. The guy might come over and do a little inappropriate move to you, and you're going to go, and you're going to struggle right in that moment of, did I like the attention that I just got from this guy? Or is this completely inappropriate and now I don't know what to do with this?
Guys, you know what the world's going to tell you in this? That it's not your job to hold back at all when it comes to being physical with a girl. Forget, it doesn't even matter if you're in a relationship or friends, you know what that happens. Well, it just happened. It wasn't my fault. The world's going to tell you that. When in fact that is completely false. Because again, it communicates to people, this is what people do. This is how we treat, guys, this is how you treat a girl? That's the lie that the world is going to tell you. And guess what? Girls are going to pick up on them, and they're going to feel, guess what? Well, I need to, I guess, be a little physical with this guy who's my friend or guy who's my boyfriend because that's what the world does. Guys, girls, I mean, when you combine this stuff, like one, we're wired differently. God created us differently. We're equal in terms of, man, God wants to do amazing stuff with girls in ministry in the world, and same thing with guys, but he made us differently in the brain. But then when you combine what the world is going to tell you now and in the future, it gets very complicated. Where guys, you have no idea how to interact with a girl. And girls, you really don't know how to interact with a guy. You don't. And the world is going to come at you full force and trying to sway your opinions. And this is what I hope you're seeing tonight, that we got to start having a higher view at what it means to see other people, especially when it comes to people who are the opposite gender of us. I want to show you a Bible verse that kind of speaks to this really quick. It's in Ephesians chapter 2. And we're going to put it up here really quick. And I love this verse. It says this. It says, "For it is by grace you have been saved through faith, and this is not from yourselves. It is the gift of God, not by what you have done, so that no one can boast. For we are God's handiwork, created in Christ Jesus to do good works, which God prepared in advance for us to do." What is this verse talking about? First, it is talking about something that was done for us. This is talking about the message that the church proclaims, this good news that it's not about what we do, but it's what Jesus Christ has done. And therefore, this text in verse 8 says, this is a gift. You can't earn this gift. It is given. But here's the thing. This isn't just a gift you receive at Christmas. Open it. This gift does something. This gift does something to the people who receive it. And in verse 10, it says this. This is what it does. Ready? It says, we are God's handiwork, or we are God's creation. Now, everyone and everything is a creation of God. But this verse gets a little more intentional here. Because this verse is talking about people who have received the gift of faith in Jesus Christ. And it says, when that happens, we are God's handiwork. And this is such an intimate term in terms of this. Imagine God as an artist or a potter, and he is actually creating. And this is the term that's really meant, that we are God's handiwork, his creation, his masterpiece. And that is because, not because, oh, John, you are great. Or Lord, you're wonderful. No, it's because of what Jesus has done, nothing what you have done. And we need to start having a higher view of what it means to see other people. Because one, again, not everyone is God's creation. God's saying they're valuable. But even more so in this verse, we see that when people receive the gift of God, that they're God's sons. They're God's daughters. So girls, I have a question for you. Girls, I want you to look right here. How do you view guys right now? Do you think it's just something you can talk about, flirt with? Or do you have are you trying to have a higher view? Guys, I want you to look at me. Seriously, I really want you to look at me. I'm going to wait. Mitch, I can wait, man. I really want you to look at me. Because if you don't hear this, you know what? You could make up some crazy stuff happen. I really want you to hear this. Guys, how are you viewing girls in your school? How are you viewing the girls in this room? Are you going to be someone who adds to the lies that the world tells these girls, guys? Or are you going to seek a higher view of them? I can't tell you how important this is, because working with teenagers, guess what? You guys have, in the next 4 to 6 years, a lot of changes are going to happen. And I can't tell you how many hurts I've walked through dealing with girls and boys, dealing with when they have tried to do a relationship with a guy or a girl. And they give their heart to someone, they get physical with someone, and they get broken. Because guess what, girls? I've talked to so many girls who trusted a guy, and the guy didn't have a high view of them, and the relationship just crumbled, and they were hurt. Guys, I've talked to many teenage boys who have just said, oh, it's not my job to really actually seek a high view of a girl. And they just let things happen, and they hurt a lot of girls on the way, and they hurt themselves. So girls, I need you to think about this question. How do you view the guys in this room and in the schools that you're in right now? Guys, how do you view girls? And if you're not going to really seriously consider that question right now, I'm just going to say it. Shame on you. Because there's a lot of people in the next 5 years in this room are going to go through a lot of hurt because people don't consider the question, how do we view the opposite gender? Will you do that tonight in your life group? After in just a little bit, will you consider that question and actually talk about these differences? Or are you just going to, well, I just want to go play. Doesn't matter. Take that time. Heavenly Father, be with our life groups and our conversations. May we learn again and again what it means to have a high view of each other, God's creation, God's children, and even more so, a higher view of those who are the opposite gender. Amen. Have a good life group time, you guys.